Next thing. There are so many classifications under your libraries. Okay. The another segregation is going to be based on data availability or based on data storage. We can classify libraries as two. Number one, temp library. Number two, permanent library. You know what is called a temp library? What is a temp library? The data is temporary. Data sets stored here are temporary. What do you mean by temporary? Those will be available only as long as your session is open. Let me tell you how it works. There is only one temporary library. Only one temp library in SAS. Which is work. You can see this work library. This is a temporary library. I'll tell you why. Can you see this, guys? This is the path, right? Just make sure this path is available, and you can see that this path is part of temporary libraries. Correct? In my folder, there is a place called temporary files. In the temporary files, it is creating. Correct? You can see application data is the folder. In the application folder, SAS Enterprise Guide, EG temp. Within the EG temp, it is having some data, and randomly in the SAS temporary files, it is getting created. I'll go to this location. I'll just keep it handy. Okay. Can you see one thing here? Today, by 8:28, when I launched my SAS, it got created. 8:28. Sorry, this one, 8:28. Correct? Now, let's say I'm keeping one data set here. For an example, I just go to the list input method, and let's say I'll run one of the file, say one of the code, and I got data set student. And you can see that in the log, it will clearly say that the data set will be created in the work library. By default, if you don't mention anything, if you don't mention the library, by default, SAS will store the data into the temporary library, work library. Can you see? There is a data set called student. You can also see that student data set is here. Can you see? In which location? SAS temporary files, TD14984. In that PRC2, in that it created it. When it created, can you see this? 9851, right? So all I'm doing now is, I just save this entire thing. I just close my SAS EG. What happened? Can you see? Have I deleted this folder, guys? No, right? What happened? The moment I close my SAS folder, the moment I close my SAS Enterprise Guide, automatically, right, the temporary files also deleted. Now I created one more new, correct? I created a new one. Now come back. Now you can see 852 just now, correct? 852 just now. It created one more. It has contents, everything, correct? Now you can see, this is SAS Enterprise Guide. Let's come back. Now go to the work library. Libraries, work library. Can you see this? This is the path. Let me put this path here. Up to temporary files, everything is same. Can you see this one? Before it was TD14984. With this, it has created one folder. Within that folder, it created PRC2. Within that PRC2, it created this SAS dataset. But now you can see this entire folders are deleted. All this folder is recursively deleted. Correct? And also you can see here, before SAS Enterprise Guide, 11128 is the one it created. Now you can see 13216. Now where it is? If I want to see it, I have to go to SAS Enterprise Guide in the EG10, right? This is the latest one, right? By 850 it created. Go there. Now after that, in the contents, these are the things in the SAS temporary files. This is the new location for you, 1258. And if I go inside, if I go to the PRC2, now I can see this is the place where SAS is going to create your data sets. Every time you close your SAS session, let's say this is my SAS session, I'm closing it. Can you see this? What is going to happen? Up to EG, everything has been deleted. Correct? So what is going to happen now? Let's say I'm launching it again. When I launch it, and if I come back to this, under the SAS temp, now there is something new again. Contents, right? There's a new thing has happened, and now come back here, go to the local. The moment you enter into the libraries, now you can see SAS temporary files is created. The SAS temporary files, this is the new location. All you need to understand here is, every time you are opening a SAS session, the work library path will be changed. Am I correct? From here you can see this is the path. I can say exactly means this is the path. From here, this is the path. Up to EG temp is going to be the same. So for every SAS new session, in your EG temp, there is a new folder will be created. What is that new folder? SCG followed by this. This entire path is new for every time. That is, every time library reference work is same, the name is going to be the same. The physical location will be changing every time for work library. That is the reason I call this as a temporary. So how I can relate this one to my, library? In general, I can say that, let's say in the library also, every day I can go to the library. Let's say whoever is your librarian, wherever he find the empty desk, there he will put the newspapers. Today he will put at one place, tomorrow he will put in the other desk, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow he will put it in the other desk. Every time he will be keep changing the place where he keep the newspapers. Wherever available space is there, he will keep it, right? That is a temporary thing, but he cannot change or he cannot move the library, the departments, main departments he cannot. Correct? Those are allocated. Those are permanent. But the newspapers kind of a stuff where you keep your newspapers or where you keep your used books and all, there it will be changing time to time, one place to the another place. So you maybe refer like this, or if it is confusing for you, you can just keep one thing in your mind. My work library always have a physical path which is changing every time I reopen my session. The moment I close the current session, automatically the data which is present in that physical path will be deleted. So this is a temporary thing. Whatever the data sets I'm creating here, those are temporary. Those will be available as long as that session is available. Once the session is closed, automatically the library and within the data sets will be deleted. Is that clear? Questions? Okay.
I mean, it's clear, Murli, but so now it's temporary. So to create a permanent library, we use the.
I'll tell about that.
Okay.
I'll tell about that. So for now, temporary libraries I'm talking. Are you clear or not? Right? Clear, right? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Clear.
yeah. Now there is another small thing, datasets. Again, I can classify datasets into two. One, temporary datasets, permanent datasets. Now can you guys tell me what is called temporary data set? What's based on your understanding? Data sets stored in temp library are the temporary data sets. Data sets stored in temp library are temp data sets, because these will be available as long as work library is available. The moment I close the session, work library will be closed. Automatically, all the data sets stored in the temporary library will also be closed. Am I correct? What is permanent data sets then? The data set that are stored in permanent libraries are called the permanent data sets. So there is only one library which is temporary, that is nothing but, I can simply say that data sets stored in work library. So if I store any data set in a work library, those will be deleted after I close the session. Except work library, if I store anywhere, those will be permanent. Am I correct? So you understand what is temporary data sets and what is permanent data set? Can I get a quick confirmation?
Yes, sir.
All of you?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, wonderful. Okay, the next thing. Okay, anyways, you said work is the only temporary library. In that particular case, these are all permanent only, no? Maps, these remaining 5 are going to be the permanent only, right? You can ask me a question. Why can't I store the data here? Why can't I store the data here? Correct? Let's say
Because
SaaS user. Tell me.
no, I thought is because it's a default, and because it's a default is a system SAS has been generated, so nobody can store any other data set.
What? Yes. Half of, partly it is true, but partly it is false as well. Thing is, okay, let me show you something. So I'm just adding the library there. Can you see now? I'm storing the data in a, where I'm storing it? Student. This I'm storing in the SaaS user, correct? Let's close this. I closed it. Okay. After I closed it, I reopen this again. After I reopen, I'm just going to the libraries one more time. Can you see your data is still there? So the meaning is it's a permanent data set, right? So where it is located? It is located here, right? You can see the student is the data set that I created today by 9/1. So except SaaS user, you don't have permission to open in any other. Let me show you. Right? I created here where I have created in SaaS user. Correct? Now let me try to create, instead of SaaS user, let's try to create in SaaS help. When I run this, guys, you get an error. Can you see the error? User does not have appropriate authorization level for SaaS help. That is, you don't have a write access to it. You have only the read access. For which one? SaaS help. Okay. So why can't I keep it in other one? Let's say maps SaaS. Write access to the member is denied. You don't have the right access. The same will go with the GFK. right? The same will go to maps. Right? So what you can understand from here, so these are the various libraries I have. What are them? Maps, GFK, MapSAS, SAS help. For the first four, I don't have write access, meaning I cannot store there. Is that clear? Because this is completely handled by SAS, created and handled by SAS. There is one more called SAS user. The name itself is telling SAS user. This is the place where you can store the data sets permanent. But the problem why we don't store here is, can you see where it is? It is also in the C SAS library. It is also in the C drive. The amount of space that is available here, this is the place, right? The amount of space which is available here is not sufficient. Here I'm just storing 3 records, 5 records, 10 records, that is fine. When I want to store some millions of the records, let's say I need 1 GB, I'm creating 1 GB of the data set. I don't have space here. The space is limited. Your administrator is the one who is creating it. Correct? Let's say I'm using a Windows machine, guys. In my Windows machine, my total, I don't have any segregation. So I have, how much is the free space? 733 GB is there. Let's say if I want to create 1 TB data set, I cannot create it here because I don't have the space. You understand what I'm trying to say? Even though there is a permanent library which is available here, this permanent library physical location is my C drive. That is where I'm storing my applications. This place is basically for the application, not for the data. Correct or not? C drive, my SAS files and all, this is the place where I can store my applications, meaning to say SAS application, Eclipse application, your Python application. These are the applications that I can store here. This is not the place meant for storing the data. Am I correct? So what I need, I cannot store the data in work library because it is getting deleted every time I close the session. If I want to store it in a SAS user, I can store it, but the problem is I have size problems, size limitations are there. So what I can do now, I'm looking for some place where I can store all the data. Or in other words, if I want to say in another word, this is the common place, right? Let's say we all 8 people are working in the same team. Let's say that we all 8 working in the same team. Let's say there is a team, there are 10 people working in that. For all the 10 people, SAS installation files and everything will be in the same place only, right? Let's say this is a Linux server, guys. In the Linux server, your administrator has your SAS in one place, in one of the folder. That is same for everyone, right? Let's say out of 10 people, 2 people are working for one client, another 2 people are working for the different client. Okay, my data you're not supposed to see. Am I correct or not? My data should see by myself and my clients, not anyone. If I keep it in a common folder like this, what will happen? Everyone will see the data. It will lead to the data compliance. So what I have to do, I cannot store it in a common place like this. What your administrator did is, for each of you, he created one folder. That folder is only for you. You are the only one who can view it. Other people cannot have authorization for it. So you need a separate path in that you want to store your data sets. Meaning, so let's say that your library is going to have some racks in the sense, I can say, what are them? Everyone is allotted with some small space, guys. I forgot the name of it. Lockers. What is a locker? Locker is also part of your library only, right? This is a common place. There will be 100 lockers will be available, which are given to the 100 students. What is going to happen? Each student has his own key to open that particular locker and keep his own belongings there. Correct? So that particular locker is only for you. You are the only one who have the access to it. Correct? Similarly, if I want to store the data, I need a separate physical location. And for that physical location, I can have a name. Let's say on my locker, I put my name. On your locker, you can put your name. So each locker is the place where I can store my belongings. The locker should have a name and the locker should have a key. That is nothing but a physical location. Similarly, that can be done with the help of a user-defined libraries. So what is a user-defined library? A user-defined library required two things, name and the path. If I have a name and path, I can create the user-defined libraries. All the user-defined libraries are permanent libraries, all of them. And you can store your data there. Now you got the better understanding about what are temporary data sets, what are permanent data sets, and what are the differences between them. Everyone, any questions?
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask.
Everyone?
Sir, I wanted to ask that how do we save the library? Like
Please ask me.
there's no.
I haven't teach you how to create a library yet. That I'll talk.
Okay.
I haven't teach you to create a library yet. I haven't teach you how to create a permanent library yet. In the next 5 minutes, I'll explain that. So before I go there, did you get the understanding? Did you get the understanding why I should create a permanent library? Why should I go with a user-defined library? Did you understand the requirement for that? That's my question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All of you? Anyone, any questions? Please ask me. All of you are 100% clear about it? Please confirm me.
Yes, yes, Murli.
Yes.
But
Wow.
while you were saying like due to some space things, we have to create a permanent library and all. So what is that the space thing like? Are we talking
Okay.
about the work library space or?
No. Two things. Work library space. Anyway, the space uses will be there for work library also. Okay, I'll tell you. Guys, in general, guys, when you install SaaS, let's say you have 1 terabyte of server, guys. 1 terabyte of Linux server is there. Just understand that 1 terabyte of 10 server. Let's say for 2 people, there is Linux administrator and there are 2 SaaS developers. The 2 SaaS developers can log into that particular server and they can work on SaaS. Now the question is, just server is nothing but your PC. Just understand that as a PC. Just understand it as a PC. Now, there are 2 problems why I cannot store my data in SaaS user. Number 1, by default, SaaS user space, that is nothing but, this SaaS user is nothing but, this is one of the folder only, right? Usha, is that nothing but a folder, right? SaaS user is nothing but, it is the name of the library, which is having some physical location, and that physical location is this. Correct? 9.4 is the folder. This folder has some space. Let's say that 5 GB is allotted to it. That is, up to 5 GB I can store the data. Beyond 5 GB I cannot store it because it is part of my application. Is that clear? You know, when you are installing any application, it will say that what is the maximum memory you want to allocate, what is the size you want to allocate, correct? Like that, while installing SaaS, your SaaS user, the library will be allotted with some default space. Let's say 5 GB. Let's say you are creating a 10 GB data set. Can you keep it the 10 GB data sets in a 5 GB folder? Not possible, right? Not possible, right? But there is 1 terabyte of server available to you. Around in that 1 terabyte of the server, let's say 40 GB is assigned to you, 40 GB assigned to me. We both are working there. And the remaining 20 GB for the applications and everything. So you have a 40 GB server allotted to you, right? 40 GB of the data allotted to you, right? In that 40 GB, you can create your SaaS data set. Am I correct? Am I correct? Usha, are you able to understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay, that is one. That is called space issue. Second, let's say SaaS user is a common place for you, for me, and for the administrator, for all the 3, correct? Let's say you are working for a banking client, I'm working for a healthcare client. But if I store the data in common folder, that is nothing but in your SaaS user, your data set is also present there, my data set also present there. Both of us has the equal access for that, right? I can see what you're working on. I can see your patient IDs. I can open your data set. I can see, hey, these are the patient ID informations. These are their phone numbers. These are their SSN numbers. I can misuse them, right? Right? Let's say I'm working on a banking client. I have credit card information right here. And you can open my data set because it is also present in the 9.4. And you can see the credit cards information and you can misuse that. Possibility is there or not? Right? But instead of storing that in a SaaS user, let's say I store that data set in the my location, you store your data set in your own location. I don't have access to enter into your location because my administrator set up a thing like that. That is not a common location. That is your own personal location. You can log in with your user ID and your password. I can log into my location with my user ID and my password. So my data is protected. Am I correct? Now you understand why should I go for the user-defined libraries, even though there is a permanent library available in SaaS. One is space issue, the other one is the security issue. Questions?
It's clear, Murali.
Perfect. Anyone?
Yeah, I have a question.
Please, Susie.
When you're trying to change the, like you showed us an example before, right? So you try to change the dataset name to sas.help, right? So can you just open that page once?
Sure. Here it is.
Yeah. Here what you tried is you're trying to, so my question is,
I'm trying to tag my dataset name to the library. Why I have to do it, I have to explain that. I haven't explained that yet.
What my question is, I think the keyword data, it is used to name the dataset name, right? So
Correct.
you are giving instructions to SAS to name the dataset name as SAS help.student. So can the SAS cannot create a dataset naming this SAS help.student. So I think
No,
you got my question.
that's what. Yeah, I got your question. Initially, the moment you start asking itself, I understand it. So that is called, this is how to create a SaaS dataset in a permanent library. What is this name? Why before I haven't used this some dot before the dataset name, but I'm using this, correct? These and all I'll cover in how to create these permanent datasets. What is the dataset naming conventions? What are the rules are there for the SaaS libraries? All these are there. I haven't teach that yet. So far, what I did is two types of libraries are there: permanent and temporary. What are the differences? Number second, what are called SaaS defined libraries? What are called user defined libraries? So I talked about SaaS permanent datasets and temporary datasets. Yeah. So okay, just let me repeat, Tulsi. What we discussed so far was permanent and temporary datasets, user-defined and SaaS-defined datasets. What is called permanent? What is called temporary? And why we should go to the creating the user-defined libraries. Up to this we discussed. Now my next step is how to create a library, how to create a permanent dataset. What is this naming convention? Somewhere I just used only one name. Somewhere I just started using two names. That is put between by separating the dot. I'm using two different names. So what is the meaning of it? All this I'm going to explain. That is pending. That is still pending.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm just going step by step.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop here. If you have any questions, ask me. If no questions, I can wind up the session here.
Okay, Desmond, thank you.
Thanks a lot, guys. See you.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
Thank you.